Hey guys, just a quick little Diddy range test on the Engwe Engine Pro electric bike. I did a full review video on this. I'll plug a link to it up here or down below. And in this one, we're basically just going to be hopping on it and doing a pedal assisted ride, but riding pretty hard in sport mode, either 2 to 3, trying to keep like or 2 to 5 really, trying to keep 25 mile to 30 mile an hour. And I'm also going to reset or map my run, do 10 miles or so, and see exactly how off this trip is. I think we'll start by heading to Bordentown, then maybe get on the river line, and this is not going to be a very exciting video, so let's get going. It's so messed up. Some good parts on that boat too still. State will end up having to clean it up eventually. Amazon warehouses everywhere. This used to be Mercer generation station, coal power plant. Now we've been pedaling around 22 mile an hour. That's the rotations. And I'm on, all right, so we just rolled over to 5 miles. I'm gonna stop. I have it on Sport 4 and that dialed in to where it's comfortable. Of course, I showed you in part 1, you can change the percentages on that. The way you do that is just hold both these buttons right here, go in to personalization, more on this in the other video, go to power set and see. So I got P4 set at 60% and I can dial that in as need be. I kind of just been switching between P3 and P4 power assist. So this is indicating 5 miles. Let's see what we're showing on here. All right, 4.64 miles. That's a fair bit of inconsistency between the two. Let's continue on to 10 miles, see what it looks like. We're on the canal path going from Trenton to Bordentown, and 22 is a pretty good speed for this, and that's about as fast as you really want to rotate your legs. So if you wanted to change that, you just have to change the gearing because we're in top gear on this, 8th gear. I'd rather go faster, but see, if I go up to Sport 5, I could dial in that percentage differently, but if you're doing 26, you're just pedaling way too fast. It's kind of ridiculous. You're not able to really power assist with your pedals. Although I'm not gonna lie, just going speed 5 and holding the throttle is kind of nice. Crossing the crosswicks. Boating season still going. Not for long. Now this is the river line here that we're crossing. The station's not very far. Now this is where power settings really come into handy. You got to be in Sport 5 to get up hills like this. I gotta adjust the gears on this up here. I'm clicking a little bit. Yeah, we're motoring 15 mile an hour up this, no problem. $1.60 one way? That is unbelievable. So cheap and reasonable. At 8.2 miles in, we're still indicating 100%, and that is not accurate. Something I noticed when I was doing the review video. Didn't really make mention of it, but I'll show you later how that just jumps down once you get past the 50%. I ended up getting off the Burlington station. Main reason I did that is to avoid riding on Route 130. So it should be about 23 miles to Croydon from here. Well darn, 19.6 miles, and she started getting a little squirrely. Look at that, we have a flat tire. And I didn't bring a patch kit, tube, or a pump. Luckily the Beverly Light Rail Station's only a half mile away, so I'll just have to head back to Trenton. Yahtzee. Well, look at this. There's a Darrow Fix-It bicycle stand with tools here. Lots of tools. And an air pump. How awesome is that? Although, unfortunately, the pump is missing part of the head. This is one of those universal guys. Really thought out nice piece of equipment here. And check this out. It's got this stainless steel guard to prevent paint from chipping. If we at least had a pump, we could try patching it with something like duct tape or tying the tube together just to get by, but not gonna happen without air. Well, we're about a month later. I'm finally ready to fix this flat. This has been one of many recent flats, and I've decided, instead of just putting a tube in, to fight back. So I looked up some good options on flat protection and tennis armor. I will drop a link to their products down below. This is not going to be a full installation video, but essentially this is a foam tire insert. It's about 15 mil thick on the bottom, if you can see that, and then you get 2 mil thickness on the side. So you're going to get small puncture resistant, like anything that goes in it's less than 15 millimeter is not going to hit the tube, and you're going to get pinch resistance. So if you're running a low pressure and the tire pinches down in between the rim and a rock, you're going to have that foam on the side. And I think this should solve most of my problems. And here's a look at it. Yeah, definitely thicker on this portion and then pretty thin on the side. And this is like I forget exactly what it's made of, but it's a high performance foam. It's not no junk. I read up on the reviews and apparently it's pretty good stuff. So I saw another great video on installation and tips. I will drop that down below too. If you can install a tube, you can install the armor. Installation was an absolute breeze. I recommend after you get it in there, walk around both sides and see that it's positioned properly, because you don't want the foam or the tube to get the pinch between the rim. But they do recommend running a smaller tube size, so they have a size chart here. You would definitely want to check that on their website. However, with the larger tires, the 4-inch tires, apparently it doesn't matter quite as much when you're dealing with the 1.95-inch tire sizes. It's a little bit more important to run a smaller tube in there. Well, I'm gonna have to call this video a failure. We're into the middle of winter now, and it doesn't look like any decent riding weather ahead of us anytime soon. So I'm gonna wrap this one up for now, but I do plan on doing a pedal range test on this bike in the future. They actually sent me a second battery too, which will be nice. I can really push it to the limit, maybe even bring a portable power station for charging the other battery and see just how far we can go. But again, as I was saying in the video, the biggest problem I had is really 22 mile an hour is the fastest I can go with still being able to pedal input. And I thought about getting a larger sprocket, but this has already got a 52 tooth on there, which is pretty much the biggest you can get on these. The big issue is the small tires, but you know, you can't have the best of everything. Over on the Magicycle, I just put a 52 tooth sprocket on the front of this, and now this thing's incredible. With the 26-inch wheels, I can do 30 mile an hour and be pedaling really hard keeping up. However, on the Engwe, I mean, I didn't show you guys when I took the train back. Folding this up and getting on the train, because it was a little bit busier going back, it was so convenient. You just hit the lever, fold it over, and carry it onto the train. It is a little bit heavy, but when the train's busy, it's definitely a necessary thing to have. So anyway, that kind of wraps this video up. I know it was a ton of talking and we didn't really do too much. And I forgot to mention that tennis armor, ever since I put it in, no flats. Haven't had a problem. Definitely a worthwhile upgrade, especially with the fatter tires, because apparently they're very prone to getting flats. I got many so far since I've been riding the fat tires. Well, thanks again so much for tuning in, and I will see you in another video soon.